Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. If you're watching live, hello, give us a wave. I'm Stuart from the Woolpatch, my shop, the Woolpatch in Long Melford, Suffolk, UK. And as always, in the chat, Producer Fizz typing away, keeping us all, well, in the right direction to 9 o'clock, our show, dropping in links and all the important information. If you're watching on catch up, hello, all the links you'll find are in the description below and in the live chat replay if you have that playing. I often do that when I watch lives on the go. Good to see you. Let's see who's here live. I do love it live, isn't it nice? There's something special about it. We have, let's refresh my computer. Some of those, I see Karen, yes. Can you believe it's nearly April already? So many new W's too I'm seeing popping up. Here we go, here's one. Anthony, hello Anthony. Is that, yes, there's no H, is there? Evening all, I'm looking forward to the lighter evening. Oh, I know. Can't wait. The year is going quick. And thank you for being a shop supporter. You can see his W there next to his name. And I see Anne too, who also joined this month. So many new ones. And Textilium too, if he's in, I'm not sure. Hi Stuart, hi Fizz, how are you? I'm doing well. I've had a bit of a dodgy week with regard to my throat. I think it was the long show we did last Sunday where I talked for 2 hours without a single piece of water going down my throat. So it's going to be a strict hour show here, and I've got some water on standby. Who else have we got in the live chat? Hey Jenny, how are you? How's your hair, by the way? Fran, hello Fran, good to see you. And Margarita too, good evening. Everybody from the continent, oh, lovely to have you here. Are you, oh yes, you're still an hour ahead, aren't you? So it's 9 o'clock with you. We go, where are we? Spring forward, aren't we? Yes, an hour in next Sunday. So currently Fizz, she sprung forward last week, so she's only 7 hours behind us. Feel like she's catching us up. Are you still there, Fizz? You've gone quiet? Or you're busy? She's busy typing. Hey Dinky Crafts, good to see you. Anne Bradford, hello, how are you? All right. Oh, there's so many people watching. There's just something special about it live. Hey Jam. Hey Sue, all is well with me and you too, I hope. Oh, it's great. And Mary, hey Mary, all right. And Susan, all the way sunny in Maryland. Oh, fabulous. It was a bit warmer today. I was out in the garden doing some jobs this morning with Zach the cat, and we were clearing up all the twigs. It's great. Jenny says, Janet and I are watching from Islington after visiting the Stitch Festival. Oh, good. I was going to talk about that a little later on. Did you get to see Lizzie's stand? I know it's massive. One of the bees from a couple of years ago, Betty Silk Studio. Did you get, or did you get to see any of the models too? Because I think the bees were there. I'm not sure which day it was. Oh, hey Jill. Good to have you watching too. Hope you're well. And Jimbo, slightly on the drag. We're sorting dinner. That's all right. And you're fully relaxed after last week because you were off at the East Anglian Yarn Festival, weren't you, with Sue? So many people here. And Karen says, did my first craft fair of the year this weekend. I bet you are. Did you sell lots? Hopefully. Was it successful? Good. Well, it's lovely to have you here. If you're new to the show, the idea of the show is a whistle-stop tour of everything knitting, crochet and craft in an hour. And it's kind of based on my shop. We might talk about stuff in my shop or new products or yarns. We might talk about what we're making. That's the idea of it. And every now and again, we come up with new features. We always have our gallery at 1:30. We have our fun little guest of the year at 1:15. Our charts later on. Loads of things coming up, which is good. It's just a different style show from perhaps other knitting and crochet stuff out there. So yes, you saw it there at the beginning of the show, our 8 o'clock pips. You saw my finished Te Hūpēnui Beanie. Kiwi James probably is not going to check in. He might get in later. He has finished his amazing wool weekend, the Wairarapa Wool Weekend in Greytown. He's been busy since Thursday, and I've had a message from him. We're going to talk about him in a little while, but he's over in the village hall, I think, this morning, packing up all the chairs. So he sends his regards and says hello to you all. But yes, everyone went to the Wairarapa weekend wearing their Thanks, Fizz. Te Hūpēnui Beanie, and you kind of saw mine nearly there 2 weeks ago, but yes, here it is, the finished one. I'm thrilled with it. Look at that crown, just the design of it. Really, really pleased. And let's just tilt it so you can see the rest. So there we have the rib with the well, you can do it however you like. On the original pattern, he did it as a fade. I did it the other way. Then we have the flower, the monkey flower that he was talking about. I can't remember what that was called now. Then we have our wave. This was the issue that we talked about last time, wasn't it? I had to rip it out because originally I had done the wave in the blue, but there wasn't much contrast from the dark blue. So I had to rip it out. I put my lifeline in all along here, an afterthought lifeline. And if you don't know what a lifeline is, it's some dental floss or some very thin yarn that you put in. Ideally, you put it in as you knit the round before it starts getting complicated. But my afterthought lifeline I had to do by basically running, picking up the right leg. Where am I going? I lose my bearings here. Picking up the right leg of every blue stitch there, all the way around. And then once it's all the way around, I know those stitches are safe. So I could then rip back, frog till it got right back to where that yarn or dental floss is, and then you just put the stitches back on your needle again. So I'm glad I did that because it does look much better. You can really see the waves and the curl. And remember what James said, the negative space, this blue, also looks like one, I can't remember which type of bird he said in New Zealand, but swooping down, there's the sea, and that's its wings as it nosedives in. We then have another of the plant repeat into this amazing decreased crown. How good. Now, there we go. And should we try it on? Because it is a really good fit. An interesting story about the fit, though, after 8:30. So keep watching because you'll have a giggle, I'm sure. But here we go. I feel like we should have a fanfare. Look at that fit. Fizz, what do you think? Come on, let's hear it. What's the live chat saying? Jenny, thank you. Really pleased. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Margarita. I'm pleased with the light blue. Really, really pleased. But let's have a look. Can you see it on? I've got it. And it's such a good fit. Look, I like a beanie. Oh, that's my earpiece there, isn't it? Let's just go. There we go. I like my hats tight, like a skull cap. And look, there is no ease there at all. But come 8:30, you wait and see before. But look at that. Really pleased. So if you want to knit it yourself, let's take this off. Please do, because it all goes to James's amazing event And I think some money goes to something else too. The Te Hūpēnui Beanie. Fizz has no doubt put the link in the chat already. It's a lovely pattern if you like that type of a hat, and colour work too. Remember, this was my experimental colour work as well. I'm still insisting on developing the throwing with the right hand and continental with the left hand, and having the two yarns separate so the yarns never twist and everything is always neat and tidy, so there's no having to detangle. And I think it's worth it for sure. Yes, it still feels a bit weird, but when you look at that, the tension isn't too bad at all, I don't think. Even let's go close up. Thank you, Fizz. Fizz just saying I'm getting better at it, even though this was only my second attempt. There are certain places where I found out, look, this is for one example here. There, can you see that? Now I've realised what that is. And when you're going around and you're carrying your floats, it's very easy to carry the one that you're not using at the same point each time as you go up. I've since learned you need to change that maybe every two. So you don't carry the float or catch it at the same point, because that is what happens. That's where I carried the blue each time up. So you can just see there's just a little bit of an indentation there. And can we see it? If I twist, I want you to shout, oh, I can see it. I can see where it happened again. Right, can you see it? Can you see it? I can hear you. I can hear you. You're all shouting. You're all point. Yeah, you there, Fizz? I know. Well, because it nearly is, because in my head, I was going knit 4, knit 3 or whatever, and carry 3, knit 4, knit 3, and then carry 3. So it did repeat that as it went around. So there we are. That's a little tip for you all if you're doing colour work. What have we got? Oh, we do have a giveaway coming up. Thank you, Dinky Craft. Sue says the crown is a masterpiece. I'm so pleased, but then that's the design too, isn't it? Thank you, James. You'll see yours coming up later. We have a special gallery coming up with everyone's Te Hūpēnui Beanies in. Some of them from New Zealand too, so I really can't wait. Right, so yes, let me just do this. Right, so talking about needles, our first giveaway, as Fizz just said in my ear, our first giveaway, we've got 3 giveaways to give to our live viewers. I want actually, I suppose 2 of them could be actually people who are watching on Catch Up too, Fizz, because we could have a deadline of, say, next Wednesday or Thursday, couldn't we? Do you think? Yeah, we could. Okay, that's the deal. So as you know, I went to Cologne, the big European trade show, the biggest European trade show for yarn and fabric, a couple of weeks ago, and I got some goodie bags, and we want to give them away to you. 3 giveaways, and our first one is going to be for Addy lovers, okay? Or maybe people who want to try a new needle. Can you remember I showed you these? So we've got some special, look at that, look. Thanks for visiting H&H 2025. We've got Addy Mystic Lace Needles. But what's so cool about these is that Addy had a little stand, well, I say little stand, a very big stand, and they were engraving needles. And I went, oh my God, can I have some? Look, it says there, can the computer focus? Addy 2025 H&H, but on the other side, little things like this make me smile. Look, the Woolpatch. Look at that. They engraved it in seconds. It's amazing. So this is our first giveaway. And I know it's only a little thing, but, you know, if you're an Addy fan, that might be an extra needle to your collection. If you want to try Addy and you've never done, right, well, enter this giveaway and you can have it. Now, the beauty of this giveaway is, Jane's going to love this. Jane from New York, there is no complicated entry requirements. There's no question to answer. It's a free-for-all entry, if you want it. So we'll do a little test. Me and Fizz are just doing a little test, okay? All you have to do is write in the live comments or in the comments below if you're watching on catch-up. If you want to be entered into this competition, you just have to write Addy. Nothing else, just write Addy, A-D-D-I. So Fizz is going to do it now and you'll see what I mean. The reason why is because once this show's finished and after Wednesday, if you're watching on catch up, I've got a special computer thing that can go through all the comments and search for whoever's written Addy. And if 4 people write in Addy, then 4 people will go into our spinning wheel that chooses people at random. If 10 people write Addy, then 10 people will be in the spinning wheel. So if it's not your cup of tea, you don't have to enter, all right? So it's up to you. So as Fizz has done there, you just write Addy. That's all you have to do. Now, Sue, I can see Sue's written Addy already because Sue actually is very interested in Addy needles. There aren't many UK shops that actually sell it, you know, in the flesh. So it might be something that I might looking at doing myself. Jenny's entered, Susan's entered, Fran's entered, Anthony's. Oh, look at that! So many of you. Oh, there you go. And it's cool. It's a little bit more special because it's got the Woolpatch written on it. So there you go. Write Addy in the chat. If you're watching on catch up, you have till what we're going to go for, Fizz. Shall we say Wednesday? Wednesday, okay? So I will come back and check this video from Wednesday and then put the comments in, put the live feed into my comment finder. It will search Addy and then I'll do a special, just a recorded video Thursday or Friday to see who's won. There you go. Okay, that's good. Let's move on. 1:15. Right, guess the year. So as you will have noticed, the banner for this live had the Union flag behind us because we are getting geared up for VE Day. And the reason why that is something special is because it's now completely changed my idea for the window, for our knit along and crochet along, because I want to do bunting. And I've said bunting so many times, don't worry. A Miss Jubilee Bunting is not coming back. She is doing some special charity work on the other side of the world, somewhere very hot. So she can't make it back for VE Day80 celebrations. But I've been saying bunting so many times, it reminded me of a very, very old classic comic. So I'm going to show you the guess the year. You've got to guess the year of the first edition. Here we go. Take a look and then pop them in the comments. Yes, Bunty. I used to call my cat Bunty too, so I'm loving this. Come on, pop them in the chat. What is the year of this first edition? Is it taking you back? Did you? Oh, this is Fizz's guess. Fizz is going for 1945. Right, come on, what are people saying? Jan's going for 1966. 1957 from Susan. Sue is going for 1958. Margarita, 1952. Come on, get your comments in. Anthony, 1949. Karen, 1952. 1953. 1953 from James and Mary. I love this. Jenny's going for 1953. Papa's, hey Papa's, 1950. Fran's going for 1957. Loving it. What else have we got? Bradford, 1954. Come on, who read it? Who read it? Did you ever? I remember it. I didn't read it. I was definitely my nan, good old Timmy Nanny, got me the Dandy and Beano. And I had the Dandy and my brother had the Beano. But the Dandy was just nowhere near as good as the Beano. I was always gutted, so I'd have to wait for him to read his. Oh dear. Hey, Margaret. Margaret's going for 1958. Dinky's going for 1955. Anne's going for 1960. Lois, 1936. Good to see you, Lois. And good evening too. Right. Bunty. Dinky. My mum remembers. Oh, it's wonderful. Good. You're going to be amazed at how much this costs too. So the first ever edition of Bunty is 1958, January the 18th. Right, who said 1958 in the chat? Who's got it right? Sue! On the nose! And who else? And Margaret. 2 winners. Bravo. Well done. Now, did you get it if you're watching on catch up at home? Were you shouting it out? Well done if so. If not, don't worry. There'll always be another month where you can join in. Right, let's go into this in much more detail now. Right, yes. So this is official now. This is our crochet knit along. And it only happened was it 2 weeks ago? Did I tell people on our Sunday chat show last week, Fizz? I think I did, didn't I? No? Maybe. Can't remember. Well, I shall tell you the story. So we had planned to do like a late spring window for June, and I came across those phenomenal flowers that were crocheted. And I thought, oh, that'll be lovely. And I felt the pressure a bit because everyone was saying, what's your next window knit along, Stuart? The ladies at the shop will all go, right, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? Are we doing Valentine's Day? This is January. I'm like, Valentine's Day? That gives us like 3 weeks. But they were also keen and eager for something new. And you know when you are under pressure for ideas, they sometimes, or more often than not, don't come. And then I was like really thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And the pressure was on. And so I went for this spring window idea, but it never felt like it was meant to be. The chickens one just happened. When it turned into the Olympics idea, it just all melded in at once. And then before we know it, we had the Olympi hens. And the same with the Chianti cardies for the wine bottles making the Christmas tree. It was from seeing a test knit from Reese and going, oh, that could be a Christmas tree in the window. So it didn't really come like that. And I was kind of a bit gutted about that. And then I was trying to think, well, what can the knitters do? If we're making crochet flowers, could the knitters make a bee? And it felt like it was forced. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was driving to work and I'd finished listening to, shameless plug, our podcast, just to test the sound, because I know sometimes Jimmy's a bit lower, so I have to bump his volume up. So I was listening to that into the car. If you want to listen, you can find us on Spotify, you can find us on Apple Music or wherever you get your podcasts. Or if not, just click the link. Fizz will have dropped it in there. And I just finished listening to that, and I put to the news on, just the radio on, and up came the news, where they announced special celebrations for VE Day80. Well, I had no clue, because we celebrate it every year, don't we? Or we certainly acknowledge it in some way or form. But the 80 it's a big round number, and clearly the government are planning a special thing. And I just immediately knew, this is our window display. It has to be, for so many reasons. Current things that are going on in the world today, but more importantly, we can never forget what happened and what people did at that time for our freedom. So I thought, that's got to be our window display. And of course, before you knew it, I was thinking back of war and Jubilee bunting, and then bunting came to mind. So we're doing bunting. Do you want to have a look? Oh, let's move that. Oh, let's move out of the way. Crochet bunting. How good does that look, everybody? And knitted bunting, which I haven't quite finished yet. Let me tell you about the crochet bunting first, though. Look. Look at the edges. We, at the Woolpatch, me and Jan, who comes to Knit and Natter Thursday, have designed the patterns. I went onto Ravelry to look for knitted bunting and crochet bunting. And I was a bit disappointed with them all because they all looked a bit, I mean, they were free patterns, so I can't complain, but they were all a bit rustic and wobbly on the edges. And it just looked a bit like, oh, I think we could perhaps do better than that. And Jan at Knit and Natter Thursday is a fabulous crocheter. And I just said to her, I said, oh, we've got this idea for a bunting window display. Any chance you could make a crochet pattern that looks like this? Because I had done my knitted one, and she went, yeah, of course, no problems. Well, she has, and we have got them for you. You can see there, Fizz will drop the links in the description and into the chat. And we will have, they're both free patterns. I'm going to try and put them onto Ravelry too, but there's a crochet pattern there and a knitted pattern too. It is really easy to do, and it's done from the point. Start from the point and you work upwards, increasing. It's really nice. Now, what I like about Jan's crochet one is she's got this really nice slip. Oh, let's go to the desk cam. She's got these really nice slip stitches on the edge, because the ones on Ravelry just look a bit messy. So really pleased with that. And what she's also done is created holes along the top so we can run the ribbon through. There we go, if I get my mic. So we've done trebles there, because these are all, I think these are all half trebles. And then we've got trebles there just big enough to run the ribbon through. You don't have to put the ribbon in it. We'll do all that. You just have to crochet it and send it. Obviously, if you want to. And it could be flat. That could be a letter. So no small parcel. That could be in an envelope or a jiffy envelope for, you know, a cost of a first class stamp. The knitted one, I thought, you know, I can have a go at doing this. And I was very much inspired by, oh, what pattern do you think? Oh, look, that's, there we go. That's Bobby Fur all over. I'll talk to you about him. An I-cord on the edge and an I-cord on the edge. What pattern could that be by any chance? Yeah. It's the Sophie scarf that everyone is getting into. And how neat does that look, everybody, for crochet bunting? There we go. See, look, yeah, even Jenny, I think that popped up even before I said it. Let's just shrink that down a bit. Yep. Oh, yes. Oh, Fizz is... Oh, no. There was one spelling error, and it's like, oh, it's her link there. It's not the Sophie Scraff. Oh, Fizz, that must be the first mistake ever in 3 years of whatever we've been doing these lives. So on Ravelry, when I searched knitted bunting, they were just, you know what's like with knitting, those end stitches are not very nice. And I thought, well, I think I could design one myself using the I-cord idea off the Sophie scarf and off West Knits. And it is so neat. And look at that point. I've done several there to test it. The point is not too fiddly, just 3 stitches. And then before you know it, you're doing increases, and then you've got your I-cord. Wonderful. And that's your bigger one. I've obviously got to keep going and going and going. These are about, what are they? I would say nearly a ruler size, 25 centimetres. What's that? 12? Get my big whopping patchwork ruler. Yeah. 10 inches to 12 inches is more than enough. And what I thought people could do too, if you want to, is embellish them. So once you've made it, you could obviously just send them. I mean, look at this one that Jan's done. She's already on the go. Look at that glitter. Just scraps. Look at that blue one. And then the white. And because it's knitted or crocheted bottom up, you could do different sizes and just stop wherever. So you could do a medium one for, say, 16 odd rows. Or a cutie. Look. Look at that little one. Let's do it like that. The same goes with the knitting one. You just keep going up and then stop whenever you like. But what I thought people could do is you could do, what do they call it? Duplicate stitch or embroidery. We could have a big 8 on there. And I know for my granddad, who was in the Desert Rats, I want to either try and draw a, let's do this one, it's easier. I want to either try and draw the Desert Rat logo on there, or I might do his initials. I might just embroider, because he's Anthony, and AV, Anthony, Victor, Alacia. So AVA I might do on there. Oh, well, he's actually Italian, so I should say Antonio. But we just anglicised it to Anthony. And you, if you've got someone special in your family tree that did something in the Second World War, then why not put your initial of that person on there and send it to us? And then we're going to then put them in the window. But it doesn't stop there, because guess who I see in the chat? Hey, Lou. That was good timing, wasn't it? You remember Lou and Lou's other half, James. They are the wonders behind designing and making that stand for all our wine bottles to sit on. Well, Lou said, if you ever need anything, and James said, I'll make something for another window display. He's already been round to knock up and measure. He is going to make one big massive letter V and one big massive letter E. I can't do that with two hands. So we're going to have our VE in the window. Then we're going to have all the bunting hanging around, attached to, draped down, as well as outside the shop on our, what do you call it? The, an awning, and have that. And if there's loads of bunting, we're going to have it along the strip, because we've got a cafe next to us in a little block. And my landlord is at the end. So we've got like 3 houses, shops. We can have our bunting all across. And my landlord always puts, because we've got those big flag holders, we'll have the Union flag outside. So come on, everyone. You're in to knit or crochet red, white and blue. Who's in? Come on, tell me now. Write in the chat who's in. And let's do a quick poll. As well, because you know I love a poll. Start a poll. Okay. I can indeed. Fizz has just told me about the whole Google Drive thing. We can put it online on the website, so you can click and download. And I've actually got to do an email newsletter. Even though I hate doing them, because this is a much more fun way of doing an email newsletter, isn't it? I will put it in there too. But yes, I will do it. So type in the chat, I'm in. Are you going to make some bunting? Yes. Oh, I can't change. Can I change? No, I can't. I was going to put yes and yes on the poll. Come on, say who's in, because it's going to look spectacular. And it's just so important. I think, was there something on the news a couple of days ago that we lost our last veteran of the... oh, do you know, that's terrible that I now can't remember that. Of that great event that went on with the plane. Oh, I can't remember it. Someone, if you can remember in the chat. And that was just so sad. and very embarrassing that I now can't remember that, because that's important. So the longer we go away, the more we lose the veterans that were actually there. So therefore, it's even more important to remember. Oh, look at this. See, they're all coming in. Yes, Lou says I'm in. Look at that. Let's rattle through loads. James, Jan, great. Fran, brilliant. Karen, Dinky, brilliant. Yes, Janet and you are in. Great, Sue, thank you. Margaret, Lois, Anthony, wonderful. Battle of Britain. Thank you, James. That is it. So sad about that. Right, Sue, can you just clarify, Stuart, do you want only red, white and blue? I do. But you could be clever, like I've done as well. You could find any scraps of yarn. So remember, they can be small. But I have got 2 strands of red to be really creative, to get this nice mild effect. But you could do red and white. You could do red, white. You could do red, white and blue. Now, just when you think about that and you say you use 3 strands of double knit, then maybe go up to a size 5 or a size 6 mil needle. But do you know what? Just be creative. You could you could do, yeah, as I say, you could do the duplicate stitch on top. You could even some of you are sewers, you've got bonder web. You could cut out the numbers 8 and 0 and then iron them on. We don't care. We just want a bit of fun and do it together. Put it in the window, talk about it, and then you know me, we could do a cool video where we could film the bunting and then show off your bunting. And on top of that too, oh yes, we've got the gallery coming up next. Thanks, Fizz, for the reminder. Yeah, and we have a giveaway too. And to celebrate even more, I am doing a special show, so diaries out, special show on those 4 days. Starts on Monday the 4th and finishes on Thursday the 8th. Thursday the 8th is the actual 80th anniversary. But Fizz has dropped in the link, I think already, the government website that says what's going on. There are loads of things going on. The VE Day80.com, you can sign up and see whether there's a street fair or a party near you or a pub is doing something. But on the Tuesday night, that seems to be maybe not much going on in the evening. I am going to be doing a special live show that talks to you and whoever is watching all about my granddad as a desert rat. I did it about 3 years ago as a recorded show it was on the 11th. It was one of the remembrance shows I did, and I showed the whole story. But I've been researching more and more, and I've got more information, more real artifacts to show. But if you don't know the story because you weren't watching 3 years ago, it's going to be a phenomenal show where I tell you everything that he did, going down to where he had to go round on a ship. Round down to South Africa and up to the Suez, because they were originally based around the canal and defending areas around there. Then he joined with the Desert Rats, his armoured division, because he was a gunner, and they then did the massive battle from El Alamein to Tunis, crossing over. Oh, and the artifacts that I've got to show are phenomenal. If you haven't seen that show, then you'll be in for a treat on that Tuesday night. So spread the word, especially if you know you've got people that are interested in the Second World War memorabilia or Desert Rats. And I want to try and get a couple of people on from the Desert Rats or from his regiment joined. I'm trying to work it out properly. Manx, the Isle of Wight 14th Regiment, I think it was. So lots to talk about there. But anyway, so we want to make a great display, and it's really fired me up. I thought, yes, this is it. This is what we're going to do. And I know you will all enjoy doing it. And it shouldn't take long, because what have we got? We've just got nearly April, haven't we? We've got 4 weeks. So it shouldn't take long. The crochet one goes really, really quick. The knitted one does take a bit longer. Mary says she's in too. Brilliant. Oh, hello, Naughty Knitting Sacks. That's a great name, isn't it? Good to have you here from Coming. Oh, GA, what's that? Is that Georgia? Oh, thanks, Fizz. Lovely to have you watching. Brilliant. Okay, right. Now's the chance. Oh, is it? Let me just check my schedule. Is it gallery or is it giveaway? It's a giveaway. A giveaway. Second giveaway before the gallery, and I'll take a swig of water. Okay, this one is to treat our shop supporters, and I'm going to press this slide here. Here we go. I have loaded every single shop supporter today. That includes all our newbies too. So Anne, you're on there. Anthony, you're on there too. And Textilium. All 26 of you. Absolutely. And I know many of you are watching here now. Jimbo, you're there. Susan, you're there. Karen, Paul, I saw Dr. Paul in the house too. You don't have to do anything. This is a special treat for you. And this is your prize, and we're going to do it live now. So this is the wheel that I'm going to do in a couple of days' time for the the non-members. But you are going to have a chance, 26 of you, to win this fabulous tote. Look at that, look. Beautiful British yarns from the West Yorkshire Spinners. And you get the chance to win that. And I know they're only one Hanks, but if you've not used the West Yorkshire Spinners, maybe gives you a chance to feel it and go, oh, why have I not used the West Yorkshire Spinners yet? Beautiful British wool. You've got the Croft in there, which is Shetland wool. And then you've got, oh, this is really nice. I don't have this. It's too posh for my shop. Exquisite. Look at that. 80% Falkland wool, 20% mulberry silk. Look at the shine on that. It's brilliant. And then I was thinking of getting this. This is their summer yarn. It's called Elements, and it's got 60% lyocell in and Falklands wool. And the lyocell really gives it that sheen because lyocell is eucalyptus. It's the new rayon. And I can feel my voice going. Sorry, everyone. Okay. So I'll have a drink of water when we go to the gallery. Okay, so stand by. One of you 26 shop supporters are going to win a prize. Say again, Fizz. Oh, yes. Remember to hide my stuff. So I've got to do this. I'll just get rid of some of those so I can tap. Oh, so I can tap the button. Here we go. Who's going to win? Press go now. And Bob. Well done, Bob. Actually, sometimes Bob watches, doesn't he? Bob, it's coming to you. And you're in America, so it will go all the way to America. Has he? People are going to think it's a fix. Fizz has just said that Bob has won a lot. It's the luck. It's the luck of the draw. Yeah, I think I did send one to Bob because I remember it's an American address, but that doesn't matter. There we are, Bob. That is yours, coming to you. A little treat. We always try somehow to treat our shop supporters. You are invaluable to us. All for what, a price of a ball of wool once a month. And I know there's a second tier, and Helen is a second tier too. But it's a little treat. And it's our way of thanking you for being a shop supporter, because it does make a difference what it can do. Paying, I think, normally now that pays the wireless bill, the BT bill. So it's brilliant. Fizz is just having a look at the different tiers. But yes, and sometimes we'll have shop promotions where channel members get 20% off or 30% off, whereas everyone else gets 10%. So it's just an extra little treat. Shop supporters get an advance notice of the lavender and blue. So if you want to do a pre-order of lavender and blue or anything special, often shop supporters will get notified before everyone else. So it's just one of those perks. Thank you very much. Right, here we go. Are you ready for your Te Hūpēnui Beanie gallery? Look at that. Let's chill for a bit. I'm going to have a swig of water. Let's relax. Sit back. Can I do this from a distance? I think I can. Gallery. Sit back and enjoy seeing all these Te Hūpēnui Beanies. How good is that? I want to hide those quickly. That's what we're going to talk about next. How good was that beanie? And then at the end there, which way's my hair going? There we go. Oh God, I got right old. At the end there, that was everyone from, oh, there we go. I've just moved that out of the way. That was everyone who was at James's Wool Weekend, the Wairarapa Weekend, wearing their Te Hūpēnui Beanies. Well, what was there? There was 20 odd of them there. The picture wasn't so good, so you couldn't quite see, but it was wonderful. And of course, James there at the end in his Te Hūpēnui. Brilliant. And me. That's the first time I've ever made it into the gallery. Fizz, is that the first time you've been in there? In a while, she says. Do you know, it feels good. Feels really good. We love seeing your pics. Whenever you have a finished object, no matter what it is, if you're a sewer, which Anthony, you're more of a sewer than a knitter. Tell us in the chat, Anthony. And Anthony, Anne, our newbie shop supporters, put in the chat what your craft is, or what your crafts are. But I know Karen is a sewer as well, so we need to see more of your finished makes, Karen. Just try and sometimes I will search people, but yes, whenever you have a finished make, tag the Woolpatch. You can either do it in your actual description, but I know some people are precious about their descriptions, so then just tag us in the comments as if you're making a comment and just write in at the Woolpatch. Or if you don't do social media, which I know many people don't, then we would love an email. Old school, can do that, no problems at all. Really, really nice. Now, going through that, did you see Jimbo? Jimbo, I tried putting your because I got you'll laugh. He came over to the shop and I said, "Oh, let's have you for the pips at the beginning in 8 o'clock." So I said, "You got to stand in your hat and you got to." Because obviously we don't have a rotating turntable to fit a human. So there he was doing this in the shop, but it wouldn't work. So I thought, you know, I'll add it in the gallery. So how good did it look in the gallery, and seeing his amazing crown, because it's what's so good about that hat is the crown there. And also, as that went, I think I saw Jimbo just upgraded their membership. Well, thank you so much for that. How did you do it? Fizz is telling me, how did you do it? Did you find out, Fizz? Okay, so it's all there. Okay, and have you done it? Oh, hey YouTube user, how you doing? All right, you're stopping by, drop a like. Yeah, you know that there's that like button there. No, you can't find it, Fizz. She's struggling with it. You don't have that option. Oh, that's weird. All right, I'll have a look. You're right, Jenny. They look so different. It's phenomenal how colour impacts. Okay, so I said at the beginning that my hat being nice and tight fitting and wonderful. Well, I have to confess, it didn't start off like that. And I wanted a little chat before we go into patterns that bring me joy. Into a chat about Superwash. Okay, and I'm going to do a poll. Let's end that other poll. 76%. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm still inspired by that because I know many people have busy lives. The last thing they want to do is perhaps make some bunting, or not even close, so they can't do it. Superwash. When knitting with Superwash, poll. Start poll. Have you used the tumble dryer for your Superwash knits? I knew I wanted to block my hat because with colour work, you want to... Should we have a look at the insides? Oh, you found it, Fizz. Fizz has found it. Now that is beautifully flat and actually quite good, even if I do say so myself. But before it was quite bunchy, and we know the wonders of blocking just helps relax it, ease it, also makes the stitches more even. It kind of just shifts the yarn, settles it into place. I've done that billions of times. I've actually not done it myself with Superwash. But I have heard many a rumour that that Superwash, just when you wash it, just balloons. You can hold it in your hands and it's like jelly. It will just have a life of its own. But I've never witnessed it myself. And I've heard many people say, yeah, just tuck it in the tumble dryer. Just tuck it in the tumble dryer. And I'm like, I know that's a tip, but I've never done it. And I was like, does it actually work? Or is it one of those old wives' tale? I can't even say it. Wives' tales as it is. Well, I had to use it because look at it. I literally put it in the sink, warm water, for 5 seconds with some Eucalan in. Oh, no, that's Bobby. You don't want to see Bobby Bean yet, do you? Where is it? Where is it? I've gone to the wrong picture, that's why. Change the camera. Oh no, that's there. Look at that. And look at that. I know. So it just, as I took it out of the sink, so I put it in the sink and I just did this and pulled it out and it just went, I kid you not, that went right down to here. So if I put this on, you can see the difference. So that's this. Let's go this way. Let's get it facing the right way. Let's try and get it there. Look. So this is my man. That's his nose. And that's his nose there. Look how much it's gone. It's like grown by 2 inches. It's nearly, oh, where are we? We're that way. It's nearly at the bottom here. That's how much it had grown. And also, look at the excess. You can see on that picture there. Look how much ease suddenly appeared. Can I move that over a bit more? Oh no, that is the actual picture. Okay. Look at it. I was gutted. I was like, when I put it on, kid you not, it was like down to here. We were giggling at the shop. I thought, right, I'm going to actually have to try this thing out now for real now. I'm going to put it in the tumble dryer. So I shouted, Irene! I don't have a tumble dryer here. Can you put it in the tumble dryer? She's like, really? I said, yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. Superwash just grows. It's just the way it is. You have to reset it by putting it in the tumble dryer. But I really did think it was a old wives' tale. Let's see who else thought it was an old wives' tale or who has done it. Oh, there's no chat there. Okay, okay. Oh, let's look at the poll. Have you used the tumble dryer for your superwash yarns? See, look, 75% no, 25% said yes. Okay, so what's that? It doesn't 16 votes. 3 or 4. Well, it works because that's proof that if your superwash wool, when you wash it, and when we say wash it, just putting it in warm water with Eucalan, we're not like doing old Mother Hubbard and running it through the what you might call it, the mangle and the iron. What's that thing? We used to do that with when I'm cleaning windows. It's the board washer. What was that called? Can't remember. No, it literally just put it in water and pulled it out and it grew. But that's proof that the tumble dryer does work. It resets it. I have no idea how. I suppose it's got to be something to do with what is superwash, the chemical on it. I know there are a couple of different types of superwashes. One has a coating, another one is shaving off all the fibres so it's not so scratchy, so then therefore when it's washed and tumbling it doesn't felt. I need to do some research into that. Would be good to do a show on superwash, wouldn't it? Yeah, Fizz says it would too. Oh, there he is. Have you put all your chairs away? Is it all clean now? Have you literally got home, James, and gone, oh, thank that. Oh. Did you see the gallery? If not, you'll have to go back on catch up. Yeah, I know, he looks so cute, doesn't he? I'll give you a little update on that. James says, I've had to shrink a couple of hats back. Yeah, and it's incredible how it works. Put it in wet, because you need the wet to just pull it out, and it just shrinks it back in. Must be something to do with the coating. James, but Stuart, you're tempting me to make a comment about the size of your head. Swiftly moving on. Susan says, I have put a scarf in the dryer. It grew long enough to read. I know. I can imagine. Let's move that back. I couldn't. It was before my eyes. I just saw it just grow and grow and grow. Oh, that's it. Washboard. I knew it was something. Oh, dear. Jenny says, amazing. So glad the tumble dryer. Absolutely. So if you're in that position with superwash, many yarns are superwash. You can sometimes see it clearly if it's sort of sheeny. Classic 100% merino from numerous brands tend to have a certain type of superwash where it's a bit sheeny. West Yorkshire Spinners use a new method, they were telling me when I was at Cologne, that doesn't have a coating, so that's why their yarns still look woolly, even though you can put it in at 30 degrees. My 2023 Shetland Wool Week beanie was too big. I used Shetland non-superwash. I did a hot wash cycle in the washing machine. Oh, but it didn't, it just felted. It didn't shrink to like a size for a Sylvanian family. Oh dear, right. Where are we, Fizz? Bring me back on time. Patterns that bring me joy. Yes, here we go. Let's have a fun look at these. Two patterns every show that bring me joy, given in by whoever watches the show. Fizz will drop the link into the chat. We want to know what patterns bring you joy. Is it because it's so easily written and so easy to understand? Is it because they've got links to tutorials? Is it just because it's a great fit as well and you love it? Let us know. What have we got first of all? Pattern 1. This is submitted by, we were talking about at the beginning, Lizzie, Betty Silk Studio, otherwise known as Sewing Bee, I think Series 9. She says the Illa by, I think she's French, or Lane Suka. Why does it bring you joy? She says, it's such a pretty yoke, just delightful to watch it emerging. And then I colour blocked 2 wide and bright stripes in. Totally happy making. First time I knitted a yoke pattern and I just love this one. Well, they are. That's even better. So Lizzie had not even knitted a yoke pattern before and she did this one. We've got to have a look at her. I've gone onto her Instagram and I've nicked some pictures. And I've done a screenshot of one too. So let's take a look. Let's have a look at the actual pattern first. So this is what it actually looks like. This is from the Ravelry page. Link is in the chat. There you go. See, a little bit of a yoke, just a nice little bit of detail there with some, like yarn overs, eyelets there. Shall we see Lizzie in hers? Oh, you see the difference. Oh, look at that. So look at that colour block. And there's a picture there. But if you want to go to Instagram and take a look at Lizzie's page, it's fabulous. Betty Silk Studio. She's just been at the show, which we talked about right at the beginning of the show, the Stitch Fest. She was there selling her brand new sewing patterns. And the bees were there too, which is always lovely. But it is a real pretty yoke. And if you're new to top down and not doing any yoke work, and Lizzie said this is her first time, and she's now added it as her patterns that bring me joy, wow, that's high, what do you call it, accommodation? I think I just made that up. High, can't think of it. That's just good. Right, pattern 2. Thanks, Lizzie, for that. I can hear Fizz chuckling away in my ear. Pattern 2. Oh, this is Mandy. Good old Mandy. She's always knitting for me at the shop. And she's a teacher, so she needs to knit to keep her going. She has recommended the Dustland by Stephen West. Why does it bring you joy, Mandy? She says it's an easy pattern to follow and so cosy when I wear it. Okay, let's take a look at the picture of the Dustland. There it is. It's kind of like in the quilting world, we would call a sampler quilt, where you have a stitch for a couple of blocks and then you'll do another stitch for a different block. It's kind of like that. So it's done in all these stripes. So you've got, yeah, so you might have some moss stitch there. Then you've got some clever pearls to create those diagonal lines. And then there's 3 or 4 sets, and then it's repeated again, 3 or 4. Absolutely. Fizz is just saying there's a lot of stitches there that were used in the glittering snowscape shawl. Yes, I suppose you would do if you're a designer and you go, oh, I really like that. I'm going to use that in something else. And as always with Stephen West, you get the Dustland jumper, which we've got there, and I think you've got the Dustland socks. You get the Dustland beanie. You get the Dustland everything. So that's great. So yes, please let us know. There are 14, Fizz. Wow. 14 Dustland patterns. So if you like that type of knitting, there you go. Have a look at that. So please, yes, do. There's a link in the description and in the chat. Let us know a pattern that brings you joy. It takes you to a small Google form, takes no time to fill in, where you just say, what is the pattern that you really like and why? And it's nice to share that with people. Okay. Guess what's coming up now? Giveaway number 3 is coming up now. Okay. You were chuckling about the comments. What made you laugh there? Oh yes, Margarita. This looks like a very pretty yoke. Nice. That's what I think Fizz was chuckling about. Yes, or it's like the love note too, but I don't think it's as holy. Sometimes I think the love note looks a bit too revealing. Oh, and then Fizz was thinking the same. Accolade, that's a good, yes. Hi, Accolade. Dinky says, I'm currently doing a top down, but it's a plain yoke. Oh, are you enjoying it? Sue says, Mandy knitted me a dustler. There we are, you see, look. She's always knitting, isn't she, Sue? Mandy knitted me a Dustland 2 years ago before Stuart taught me to use needles. It's a big favourite. Mary says, Twinkle Knits, Willow Shawl pattern, combination of garter stitch and stocking stitch. Very simple pattern. Oh, nice. We'll have to add that to the form so we can have that. Now, I just wanted to scan back if Anne was still here and Anthony was still here, whether they said what their crafts were. Just scanning back. Ah, there it is. Anthony says, my passion is patchwork and knitting. Ah, well, you're at the right place. You can see my patchwork, well, not really mine. Fizz did it for me. But we sadly lost the patchwork side of things at the shop last year. But we did have patchwork fabrics from 2016 and yarn. I'm still into it, and I've still got to sew those blocks I've got sat down there of the... what was it called? The lava lamp quilt. But good to have you here, because we still always like to talk about sewing, even though I don't sell products in the shop. It's still a crafting show, isn't it? Did I miss Anne at all? Oh, all right, Fizz. All right. Telling me I've got to get a move on with it. Okay, giveaway 3. Okay, this is for people who like mohair, so it might not be everyone's cup of tea. And it's for everyone. Okay, so this is another one where you type into the chat. This is all the way from the lovely people at Katia. Let's do this. That's a massive ball. That is Ingenua. It is, which way do I go that way? 78% mohair, 13% polyamide, 9% wool. So it may not be everyone's cup of tea. Let's try and find the thread. They are saying, yeah, so, well, it's up to you how you use it, whether you link it with another yarn or whether you just use it on its own. It's very much an olive. It looks better on that camera than it does on the top down. An olive, yeah, classic olive khaki. And there are, how many, this is incredibly generous from Katia. How many balls did I say there are? No, more than 3, Fizz. 5 balls. 5 balls. Oh, I thought that, is there 5? Oh, did I not? Did I write 3 in the skeleton script? Sorry. I should have written 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look. Got some random bit as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 5th one gone? There it is. Let's put the label back in. It's 5 and a bit. Yeah, that's because when I was at the fair, sat down at the table, they have these bits so you can feel it and try it, and they've got them on the needles. So that's nice of them to put that in there as well. And also, I haven't. I think they said they were going to put a blocking board. You never know. By the time I get to send this out, you might even get a blocking board too, because they wanted to give them to us whilst we're there, and I said, oh no, there's no way I'm going to get that blocking board in my bag. You know those ones, like about that you do your granny squares on. We had them in the shop a couple of weeks ago, a Millwood blocking board. But Katia are doing their own. And I said, oh, no, don't worry about that. But they let me know this week. They said, oh, we're going to send it to you anyway in the post, Stuart. How nice of them. I've been with them since 2016, since I started the shop. They are a wonderful company. Yes, they are a big commercial company. They are moving more over to natural yarns, but they still do a lot of acrylic yarns or acrylic mixes, like many big commercial companies do. But their pattern support is amazing, and they're also very, very unique. There's something about their pattern designs, but they are actually still a very small commercial company, even though they are huge. They're small as in people and personnel. So if you want the Katia prize, what have we got to get them to write, Fizz? Katia. Oh, is it that one as well? Oh, is it that one as well? So should we chuck that in too? The Garn Store one. Yeah. So you get an extra. And you're getting those 3. Oh, well remembered, Fizz. I completely forgot that one. Oh, look at those. So, this is that lovely Pasquale balayage. Is it 100% merino? 80% alpaca wool, baby alpaca, so that's why it's extra soft, and 20% virgin wool. So the first cut of whatever, oh, it's merino, it's organic merino. Oh my Lord. I chose these colours because that was on the Monday in Cologne. We popped to the yarn shop there, the Garn Store. I presume that's German for yarn. And I thought that'd be nice to give away too. So it's a Katia giveaway and a Garn Store giveaway. And the word is, Fizz is going to type it into the chat of what you've got to write if you want to be entered to this giveaway. Let's see what Fizz is going to write. I'm waiting for that to pop up. Garn Store. Okay. If you want to be in with a chance to win, it's just done on our, you've seen it before, this thing, on one of these. I will pop all the names into the wheel that write Garn Store, all right? And you're going to get it all. You'll get the Katia and you'll get the Garn Store. That is the prize. So 5 balls of mohair and 3 balls of baby alpaca. Let's go for it. All in one. Just pop in the chat Garn Store, and then I will then put that into the and we'll pick a winner. So you don't have to answer a question. So Jane, are you still watching, Jane, on Catch Up? Yes, you. You don't have to answer a question. She has never recovered. It's kind of an in-joke. It must have been, was it 2 years ago, Fizz, when we did Tube Dudes? We did Tube Dudes, and over the hour of a show, it was a Christmas show, over the hour of the show, to win a competition, you had to get the letters that popped up across the hour and then rejiggle it to make a well-known Christmas song. Except I didn't really choose an obvious Christmas song. I chose the good old Mike Oldfield in Dolce Jubilo. Well, I don't think she's ever recovered, Jane, have you? You've had reoccurring nightmares. Because she's like, there is no way she got that. It's like, how? And she's never let me forget it. So, Jane, no, there's no conundrum, no anagrams to solve. If you want that to be in a chance to win that prize, you just have to write Garn Store in the live comments, or if you're watching on Catch Up, just write Garn Store. I will then put the computer on to pick up who has said Garn Store. I will then put it into a spinny wheel, and next week I will spin it, and whoever it lands on, I'll send it out to you. And that video will be posted probably Friday, Saturday or Sunday, because we're giving you till the end of Wednesday UK time. Sound a plan, Fizz? And look at you, so many. Oh, thanks, Margarita. Yeah, Garn is German for yarn. My terrible German. I loved languages. I think it was the Italian in me. And Margarita, you'll be very pleased to know, when I was choosing my options, we had French, German, history, geography to choose from, 4 subjects. I loved French, but I was like, oh yeah, history. We had to choose 3. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be doing geography. Can you imagine doing history and geography together? So I chose German. And I did really well in French. I didn't do very well in German at all, Margarita. The only thing I can remember is this one phrase. Wie komme ich am besten zum Bahnhof, bitte? Oh no, zum Bahnhof, bitte. I know, I think I've said it before. Let me know. Out of 10, Margarita, how was that? Wie komme ich am besten zum Bahnhof, bitte? It's there, ingrained. Nothing else. So many of you have gone for Garn Store. Oh, I can't wait. So Jenny's gone for it. Susan's gone for it. Karen, Sue, Bradford, James, Dinky, Anthony, Papas, Fran, Mary and Anne. Wonderful. You're all going to be entered. And if people write in the comments, you'll be entered too. Good luck. Right. I think we're finishing off with the charts, aren't we, Fizz? Is that? Oh yes, that's because I had to hide the overlay, didn't I? Because of the oh, we've got all sorts. That should have come when we were doing the VE Day. How has that come up so late? Right, try your ticker now. Ah, there we go. Right, 5 minutes left. I was supposed to finish at 9 because my throat is sore. How did we still get to 20 past? Yes. Okay, here we go for the charts. We always do the knitting. This is the top 10 charts of what is crochet. Yeah, Fizz just told me crochet. Here is what is hot right now in the Crochet Charts. Can't wait to see. Take a look. Great stuff there. Nice to see Kim at #1. Makes a change, doesn't it, from Bebe Blanket? Anything you saw there? Anything you went, what about that garment with those sleeves? Oh dear. Yeah, it looked cool, didn't it? Oh, thank you, Margaret, on my German. Danke. Did it? I would love to say it did, but would you believe in Cologne, near where the Bahnhof is, the big central one right next to the Dom, is the Marriott Hotel. So you literally walk out of the Marriott and look left, and there is the Bahnhof. So I couldn't even use it. I know. Oh dear. That's a good phrase to know. I know. Oh dear. Righty-o. Dinky Craft says, I loved most of them. I know, the dragons are so cute. Yes, there is something that they're just great, aren't they? Nice to see. Okay, knitting charts. What is hot right now, do we think, in the knitting charts? Petite knit, the Sophie scarf, still going to be there? What do we think? Okay, take a look. Cool. What do you think? And what is it about tank tops? Like a tank top, but are you a fan of the boat neck? Can we just quickly whiz through that? I just know a lot of people at the shop aren't fans of that boat neck because it can then stretch even more. Is it a case of the bra strap showing? I don't know. Let us know in the chat what you think of that neck, that boat line neck. If you're a fan of that. Fizz, you a fan of that? Okay. She says she's a fan, but it does depend on the collarbone of the person. Yeah. Oh, it was free. It's not free anymore. It does look. That was the two of them. Let me just. That's pieced. Let's go back to the boat necks. Karen says, I'm not a fan of boat neck. I find it oh yes, if it cuts right up too high. Yes. The boat neck is higher than other boat necks. It's also ribbed. Boat neck look good on that model, but wouldn't look like that on me. No, not a fan. I like the look of the Nordic blue. Yeah. I made a sabi top. Oh, cool, Margarita. Great fit. I'm going to... Wonderful. Oh, see, I love this. Oh, you got 35% off Haiku. Oh, loving this. Great. Oh, well, if you do another one, Margarita, send us that pic. We want to see it in the gallery. Speaking of tank tops, I have made great progress with mine. That's a nice little segue. That was almost planned, wasn't it? I've made great progress of mine because all I have done this week is obviously not talk because of my throat, but I have been sat in the spare room round the back there with Bobby Bean knitting, because he's got to stay in that room so he feels like it's safe. So when we open the door, which will be next week, and he may want to start adventuring around the house, he knows where to bolt back to if he comes across another cat or something he doesn't like. So let's show you this and click on, which you did see. There he is. Oh my God. Isn't he so cute? The Beanster, the Beanmeister, or the Bean, as you now call him. Oh dear. Didn't take long for him to lose the name already. But so it's good news that he's now coming out, because he would, the first 4 or 5 days, he would sleep under that sofa bed in the spare room. But now he's quite comfortable with coming up. He doesn't, oh, itchy, itchy, itchy. He doesn't come up onto the lap just yet, but you can see, look at all that, the white fur already coming off. But doesn't he look so cute? He does look comfortable in that room for sure. And of course, I'm sat next to him here. So there's a little selfie of me knitting, and I have virtually, let's get rid of that. This is the West Yorkshire Spins pattern. Bog standard slip over. I mean, I call it women's stocking stitch. Why couldn't they just say a stocking stitch tank top? It doesn't need to be gendered like that, I don't think. But it's lovely. Stocking stitch, and it's in Aran or DK. I am doing it in Aran, and I am doing it in the Fable, which we launched last year. It is, I loved it as a yarn. When I saw it at Cologne last year, I was like, gotta have it, because it is a wonderful brushed Aran. So it's got Falkland wool, it's got alpaca, British alpaca, and yes, British mohair. And I've done the back. There's my back. Holes? What holes at the top? Fizz has just said, what holes are? There's my stitch. Hold it back up again. There's no holes. Oh, yes, that's my... Panicked then. And then all this week with Bobby Bean sat in there in the evening, keeping him company and, you know, trying to socialise him more to us, I have done the front. Look. I mean, I know it's much, it's no different because it's like work as back until blah, blah, blah. But because I've got this pattern is just 30 centimetres from there to her armpit. But of course, I'm not 30 centimetres, am I? I've like my long body. I've got goes on and on and on. But it is wonderful to work with. It looks much brighter on that camera, but can you see the fluff of that mohair on the side? Oh, it is exquisite. It is just a beautiful handle, and it's made me fall in love with the yarn more. I wasn't going to restock it because it's a high-end yarn, not everyone's cup of tea. And therefore, it does sit on the shelf a lot. It doesn't move through quickly. But when you do sell it, obviously it's a higher price point, so it kind of catches the other more affordable yarns up. But it wasn't until I started knitting with it that I was like, oh, I fall in love with this yarn even more. Which is just as well because they, at Cologne, the West Yorkshire Spinners introduced 4 more colours in Fable to be released this June, July time, with a beautiful cobalt blue, royalish blue, a beautiful mustard, and yes, what's the trend colour for this season? Come on, pop it in the chat. The trend colour for this autumn winter in the knitting world, yes, they've got that as well, and black. I won't be ordering black though. Black will literally just sit on the shelf. Who's going to buy black? Oh, maybe Jimmy would. So perhaps I'll just buy. I'll buy a pack for Jimmy. Would you buy black? Pop in the chat if you would buy black. Go like, yes, I'd buy. Fizz, did you say you'd buy black? Well, yes, you did knit your beanie black, but a little bit of black. Jumper. Right. House point to Fizz for maroon. House point for Jenny. House point for Susan. House point for Lois. House point for Dinky Crafts. Oh. What's more than a house point? What did you get? I can't remember what we used to give when I was teaching. Used to give house points for the little ones. Positive referral. That's what we used to give. Positive referral for Karen. Oh yeah, no black. No black. No black. Oh, you do sometimes knit in black. I have black in my stash. Well, there you go. That's in your stash. You haven't knitted with it yet, though, have you? I think it would sit on the shelf for too long. Oh, yes, in colour work, I can understand it would pop well. Oh, hey, Antoine. Nice to have you here. And yes, you'd buy black too. Oh, Puppas has got their hand up. Right, maybe. Okay, we need to... Margarita, only for gift knitting, for truly... yeah. The special ones because of how that will be knitting in the evening. Actually, right, Fizz, take a note. Take a note. I will buy 1 bag of black. Okay, so there are 5 balls in a pack of Fable. So and this is going to take 5 for me. So I might have to buy 10. Do a note for self for future games, Fizz. We'll buy a bag of black, 10 balls, and we'll do a how long does it take to sell competition on here. That sounds a bit of fun, doesn't it? Yeah, and we'll do a competition on how many days it sits on the shelf. That'll be the future. Lois says, I used black in my Olympia hen, and once when I made a panda, but that's it. You did. There wasn't much in there either, was it? Because I think it was mostly blue and gold, wasn't it? Oh, there we go. What a show. 9:30, an hour and a half. Say again, Fizz? Oh. Have you finished that one yet? No. Oh, Fizz is about to start the Birkin. Oh, okay. Okay. And you're gonna do a dark grey black. Let's just have a little cute factor before we finish. Shall we? Let's do a bit of cute factor. Oh. Have we got? I'm just checking. I'm checking my schedule, Fizz. Have we got anything? Have we got anything else? No. That's very true. So always good to like the video. It helps the algorithm. It just means it might show up on other people's feed. Oh, shameless plug again. Don't forget, on Spotify or here on YouTube, you can watch it. In fact, the last show that we did was more geared up for visual than audio. It is mostly an audio show, but because we've got the camera there, I was doing crochet terms, the difference between US and UK. So it was rather handy doing it on the computer visual here. So if you watch it on YouTube, that'd be great. But normally it's more audio based. But have a listen to that, or send us some questions too. Don't forget, our next show, the Woolpatch show, will be, because it's monthly, will be April the 13th. But our special show on Tuesday the 8th of May, if you like to mark your calendars. Carry on doing your beautiful knit work and your crochet work and your sewing work and your patchwork work. What have we got now? 9:30. I might go next door and sit with Bobby and do another half-hour knitting. Oh, Fizz has just reminded me, maybe in the next gallery, I've got... Oh, right, Fizz is... Okay, so our next gallery in April, we've got to have my finished lava lamp blocks. And Fizz is going to have hers done. So I'm getting my Sew Mojo back, that's for sure. That will be good. It's been lovely having your company. Karen already senses what's going to happen. It will be 10 black balls sitting on the shelf. Oh, Dinky says, I use black in amigurumi and in this sweater I'm knitting. Yeah, a lot. Looks like Bobby's more... No, I want to get the brush. He might be... It's just scary, isn't it? Is he going to be a brush lover or a brush hater? I've got a very varied amount of brushes as well. Well, perhaps we'll go on the less harsh one. It's been lovely having your company. As always, nice talking all things knitting and crochet and the world of crafting with you. Join us again in a couple, 3 or 4 weeks. And follow us along on Instagram for all the latest. And it's just great having your company as always. Oh, the clocks go forward. Yes, so it will be nice next time. It will be light. Oh, I do like it. Even though everyone stops, I know there's a hardcore of us that always knit and crochet, but many stop as the sun, as the days get longer and they spend more time out in the garden. It's lovely having your company. Thank you, Fizz. Great show. I will be posting the results of the 2 random winners later on in the week. So the deadline, if you're watching on Catch Up, is Wednesday. If you want to put it's Addy in the chat, which we've done, or in the comments, or Garn Store. And I look forward to announcing those winners and sending those prizes to you, because that's a big prize. Look at that one for the Garn Store. All that mohair and all that baby alpaca. Thanks for your company and see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers. We've got to go to the right credits. Thank you. See ya.